Okay, it's 6:13 p.m. Let's start our Town of Frederick meeting. Jason, if you don't mind, would you please call our roll, please?
Trustee Brown,
Here.
Trustee Padilla,
Here.
Trustee Tavelli,
Here.
Mayor Kreitz,
Here.
Trustee Lamont,
Here.
Trustee Meehan, Mayor Pro Tem March.
Here.
Great, thank you. Let's stand and join each other in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. If you all don't mind, I don't believe we have any additional changes to our agenda, other than I'd like to move our trustee reports prior to our proposed executive session. Other than that, there are no changes tonight and no special presentations. I do not believe we have anyone in attendance for public comment, so I will forego reading the dialogue for public comment.
Oh, darn.
And staff reports will do the same. We don't have any consent agenda items or action agenda items, so we'll move swiftly into trustee reports this evening. Please. Anybody have any items they'd like to share?
I just want to thank Renee. It's one of the best Christmas holiday cards I've ever seen in my entire life on this planet. I thank Public Works and Brian and all the town staff for the amazing parade. There was a lot of good feelings on Saturday. So thank you all for making that happen.
Yes, ditto. Thanks, Renee.
Yes, thank you.
You know, my wife wants to know who the artists were for the Christmas card because she said that they captured us to the T.
It's an app that you can download, and it's just a matter of selecting each little piece of the face.
I love it.
To create that art.
That's great.
Hilarious.
It was humorous
That's
and it was great. I also want to reiterate what Trustee Padilla said. The event last Saturday was excellent. Probably the best I feel the best that we've had in the 4 years that I've been around. And it was fun. The kids' face that as we passed them on the float and going down to the park was refreshing, and it showed a real true spirit of the holiday. I really appreciate everybody's work and all the staff, Public Works, everybody that put it together.
Yeah, there was a little side note I was telling Kevin about it. As we were going down Fifth, Kevin started having the kids inside the globe sing Christmas carols. And the crowd, the kids, and even some of the adults along Fifth Street started singing with them.
Pretty cute.
And it was awesome. That was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. We had literally had the town singing Christmas carols with Kevin and the kids. So
Love that. How were those kids, Kev? Were they good kids?
In full disclosure, we were turning down the parking lot, and the youthful exuberance of the kids in the bubble was at a peak, and a high decibel level according to my Apple Watch. And the only way that my hearing and brain was going to survive that 20-minute trip was to rechannel their energy. So, being the music teacher that I am, I decided we were going to sing Christmas carols, and that's the only reason why. It was
very well done. Yeah, and I commend you for that. It was a bit of a bait and switch, and I'm sorry about
I
that.
was like, oh, I'm in the bubble with the kids.
it was brilliant.
But I'm glad it worked out. From inside the bubble, you couldn't see much of what was going on. I couldn't really make out like clear faces, but people like afterwards, Mark's like, yeah, there's so many people like, oh, there's Mr. Brown and all, and the singing along. I didn't even know if you guys could hear us. I just was like,
That's fantastic.
I just can't have them screaming for 20 minutes.
See, we could hear you sing. I don't think we could have heard like the conversation. I don't think
It was really weird. So yeah, so we sang our way down the street to But I'm glad that's it's like a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
I kept telling my girls, I was like, watch out, and you never know when that busy girl from New York who came back to visit her hometown is going to find her,
Yeah.
her
Some.
match her
Yeah.
handyman
Right.
slash Santa Claus
Yeah.
at our festival.
Yeah.
But it really did. I mean, I'm still impressed at how much it's grown.
It's like a nice show.
So high marks and commendations to you guys, to Jessica and that team. Just every year it grows, and I mean, it had to. Do we have any idea on numbers? It had to be packed.
It was estimated to be 3,000, but that's
Wow.
just a guess from what we've seen in the past.
It's amazing. I believe that. They just kept like being in chunks, big piles of people.
I mean,
where you
18 years
look.
ago, when I first started going and having the choirs come there, I mean, it's just massively grown and in such a great way.
Right.
Renee, who were the volunteers? We had numerous volunteers manning stations around the park and the hot chocolate and that. I thought they did a great job, particularly on that hot chocolate. Throwing out the hot chocolate, they were friendly. I knew it was part of our youth commission. That was some of them were youth commission. They need to be have gratitude expressed to them because they did a great job just getting the crowd in and out.
We are taking them this Friday night to escape rooms to thank them for all of the work they've done in our events this year.
Awesome.
So we are expressing a great deal of gratitude and providing a dinner for them. So we'll be celebrating all their efforts and how they helped us be successful over the year this Friday night.
Good.
That's nice.
I'd say if any of the board members want to or can, I'd shoot maybe Renee an email if you want to attend or go to that Friday night. It's all an appreciation for the volunteers. So, yeah.
So I went to the Northern Water Symposium, and I sent you a picture of a business card of their water efficiency specialist. So I
Yes.
sat at her thing during the break for a good 25, 30 minutes. And they are really trying to put together something that, or at least she wants to, where you could lean on them for these designs, potentially design reviews, potentially some sort of a standard that they would put together that you could use in our code to try to, because I know that's something that we've had a lot of struggle with, and I surely have, with regards to how do you write anything for these people to do this low water use yard?
Right.
You're going to just have people where, well, low water use, I'm not going to do anything to it, and it's just going to turn into a bunch of weeds. So they kind of are trying to provide that service a little bit for potentially towns and things. So it might be a beneficial thing to just see if, there's assistance there. I know there's a bunch of grants. I know Erie, I believe, got a grant, like $17,000 to do a bunch of stuff, water efficiency stuff for the town and some things like that. So it was one of the few things I run across at these events that actually seem to be,
Cool.
yeah. And again, of course, they don't think we're going to have enough water to do anything, even though we have a lot of water. But so anyway, I thought that was worthwhile out of that meeting. So
Appreciate it. We'll
Yeah,
email
that's helpful.
connect with them.
Thought I saw maybe on Tracy's list something water efficiency the last time she presented with grant stuff, maybe. And I don't know if it was in partnership with them.
could easily be. I don't know. So this person seemed really dedicated to help.
Great,
So.
yeah. Take all the help we can get. That's helpful. Thank you. The symposium sounds fancy.
They served a nice lunch.
Did they? That's why. Symposium. Any other items over here?
That's all I had.
Sam?
Fine.
Continued, yes, I'll echo the gratitude for Public Works and the Parks Department and the communications and events team. It was a great event. I really appreciate, even there was a couple Public Works team members who stopped at my house yesterday to drop off some Christmas trees. So they're really just, they go above and beyond to be helpful, and they're not bitter about it, which is great because I know they have a million other more important things to do, and nobody seemed frustrated or annoyed that they were putting Christmas lights on a trailer for us the other day, which I really appreciate. Just the attitude in general of we want to participate in helping the community be happy and enjoy this time. So I really appreciate that kind of attitude, I guess. Was going to ask though, driving by Chris Park the other night, the lights are not on in the park. Is there a rule for that? Are we keeping the lights off? Do we have residents over there that get mad about lights? Like, is there a plan? Do we know that?
No.
Like, the tree and the lights in the park are not on.
Okay.
I was just wondering,
Yeah, no, they should.
to go through all that, we should
They were
turn
tonight.
them on. Were they on tonight?
Mhm.
Okay.
It might be kicking off earlier, but I'll find out.
Maybe there's a
'Cause
time frame or something.
I was around at like 10 and they were off, but I'll find out.
Thank you. Just to know. On that same regard, and please do not take this as anything other than just observation, but throughout the day there were a variety of events that happened in the Carbon Valley, and they all had the Frederick logo, Firestone logo, Dacono logo, and it was a joint logo that said Carbon Valley Holiday Festival, I think it was called. So I don't know that we used it on our communication, and Renee, I'm looking at you because I don't really know for sure, but I know earlier in the day there were activities in Firestone, and I saw that logo along with our logo. And then there was another instance where Dacono had an event from 4 to 6, which overlapped ours. But in many ways, the other communities were advertising it as this was a joint effort, and we're all just having this big Carbon Valley holiday festival, which is lovely. But maybe if that were the case, we just have a conversation earlier and say, hey, great idea. Let's really go at it and make sure we've got a unified effort of having a Carbon Valley event. But Firestone, maybe you take the day or the morning, and Dacono your afternoon, and Frederick your evening. So we're not overlapping with each other for one thing, but that we all understand, are you using our logo and saying this is a community effort when I'm not sure that we knew that or that we participated. So I have a couple examples I just took pictures of just to share. But again, if I think it's lovely if we decide to share an event with them or at least have partnership, but maybe it could just be a little more clear what Frederick's role in that is.
Absolutely.
Include mead in that also. maybe?
Possibly, yeah. I don't know if they used it or
No.
not.
My granddad had to go march in the Meads parade
Oh,
They have one at the same time.
at
time.
the same time that we had our event going on. So,
yeah, something to think about, right?
Right.
I believe it's already set, our dates, because it's in our calendar that will come out next week. So I think our date is already set, but yet maybe the details can get ironed out between communities. The only other item I mentioned to Brian today in a message, sorry, Brian, that I just send you random ideas. But last, if you all remember, around this time of year, you'll typically, or myself will hear from our community on a couple things. Snow plowing was one of those, and let's hope that we've got a lot of that resolved this season. But the other one is trash. And we have one more year of our trash vendor within the town of Frederick. We sign a 4-year contract every 4 years. And we negotiate it. And the last time we negotiated it, we changed the terms of having a roll-off dumpster because we changed having dump day or cleanup day, and now we use vouchers. So we've modified our contract every year. The next time we have a conversation, we'll probably, whatever the board looks like, we'll need to talk about, do you want one unified trash company and Waste Connections, or do you want to take bids and have, we'll talk about pros and cons on, residents being able to choose who their trash vendor is. We've had a few residents, more than a few, I suppose, request that option and say, I want to choose my trash and recycle company. So we'll get to that conversation when the contract is up, so that we can figure out what you all want to do on behalf of your community. But I had mentioned to Brian, I think it wouldn't be the worst thing for us to do as a kind of give back to the community, provide a couple of dumpsters and or even a recycle bin that we leave near where we do our tree recycle, so that around the holidays, when people do usually have excess trash and excess recycle, and the trash company honestly doesn't always make it because it's a holiday and it usually snows, so they're a couple days behind, so trash gets left on our streets and on our sidewalks, and we all get complaints about that backing up. So maybe we have an option where we have a dumpster or two at Public Works. We have certain hours you can drop it off. I don't know what the process of it would be, but I would like to propose that we ask staff to look into that option this season to give people an avenue to drop things off if trash has become a problem for them this season again. You all interested in that, and staff looking into what that would look like?
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
For
After
this-
what happened last year was pretty bad.
For
Was.
this year, right?
For this year, yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I think it's appropriate. I think it, 4 years, things have changed. Don't we have a tree
Cycle.
recycle down here?
Yeah.
Put open top or a recycle bin there.
Yeah, I don't know what that looks like. I was thinking about that on the drive over. I'm like, does that leave you liable for what people do put in there? I don't know. I don't know the rules for that. Like if it's a recycled bin, because most people have cardboard boxes. And I would imagine there's plenty of parents out there that even before the holiday would love to get rid of the Barbie house box that Santa's leaving, and it would be great to give them an opportunity to do that. But will people put things other than that in there, and is that our responsibility? I don't know all of the stuff that goes with that, other than we tend to hear a lot of complaints about trash and recycle and the delay and the mess of it not getting picked up. So maybe there's a solution.
Well, I remember we talked about that because for some reason, I think it was last year, there were a lot of people that were getting complaints. So I think it's a necessary thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I know one of the solutions that we offered was also to have recycle and trash picked up those last 2 or 3 weekends of December into January.
Yeah. I don't know that was that actually negotiated in our contract. I don't think it was.
no, that was not.
Yeah.
But we can.
I mean, so individual residents can do that and say, can you come do a special trip, and they just charge you for the special trip. This would be something different. It would be, oh, I have to put it in my car or my pickup and take it to Public Works, but at least I have an option to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Not picking up, not going through a big hoopla of, I don't know. Are we opening ourselves? You all decide what that looks
I
like.
know from my experience in Niwot, I know that there's a recycle bin that were put up, and it was just recycle in different types, papers and cardboard and canned and things like that. So, and it was all put into one bin that had the doors on it.
Right.
Kinda,
It would be nice. I mean, but just leaving it over there isn't maybe not the best thing, because you're going to get people that aren't residents find out that you've got a free trash dump, and they're going to just go dump all their stuff. So maybe it's you all decide you have it at Public Works and it's accessible from 8 to 5 every day. I don't know. Maybe it's similar to dump day, or maybe this is just too big of a nuisance, but maybe just hear that it is a challenge for our community. They have been frustrated, and we don't have an immediate fix for them. They were frustrated last season, and we weren't able to renegotiate the contract last season. So we have to do something this season until we're able to renegotiate the trash contract. What that is, I don't know, but
I would recommend we can bring it back at the December 12th meeting during the admin report with some options. I know in previous community we actually did that just as a pilot because a lot of people would dump their stuff in the right of way, and so we put them out in various areas throughout the community. And you're always going to get people that are going to dump stuff excessively. However, if you limit the time that it's out there, like if you only did it for, I think Jason had a good idea of suggesting like a couple of week period.
Yeah.
I think you're going to capture what the true intent, and yeah, you're going to get occasional people, but overall you provide the opportunity for the community, and you limit it to, if it's there for a long period of time, then I think it
and that's the
becomes-
hazard, yeah.
But I also know there are people, and we've talked to builders, that when they put those bins out in front of their houses, that people utilize those, and they'll typically have to empty them each day. But we don't know. We don't know how much. It is better to have that stuff in a bin versus
All over the
right-of-way.
road, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and you know the wind here, it's a matter of time before it's all over, and then we're cleaning it up anyway as a community, so. Okay. You're all okay with hearing options then? That
Yep.
would be nice, thank you. Sorry for the inconvenience, but that'd be
Sunday.
great. Well, a little research for sure.
Yeah.
Figure out what we can do. Okay, no other trustee reports? No? Great, okay. At this time, I would appreciate entertaining a motion to go into executive session for discussion of a personnel matter under CRS section 246402-2F and not involving any specific employees who have requested discussion of the matter in open session, any member of this body or any elected official, the appointment of any person to fill an office of this body or of an elected official, or personnel policies that do not require the discussion of matters personal to particular employees regarding the town manager review.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second.
Trustee Brown,
Yes.
Trustee DeValdi,
Yes.
Trustee Lamont,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem March,
Yes.
Trustee Padilla.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you all. Let's take a quick recess and we'll join our executive session in a moment.